Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Drunken Atheist podcast. I'm Jack.
Jack,
That's my
Jack,
name. Yep.
we haven't done the podcast since last year.
Wow. I usually say that to make those stupid jokes, you have January 1st. That's the only window you get. When it hits January 2nd, no more last year jokes. They aren't funny anymore. That's the window. You get 24
I
hours to make those
think
jokes.
I would agree with you on any other occasion besides the fact that the first 2 days of 2022 are a Saturday and a Sunday, so I'm giving it until the first Monday.
All right, fair enough.
So tomorrow it'll be unfunny, but today it's still funny.
Fair enough. Well,
How was your New Year's?
I mean, it was all right. So, I mean, I'm kind of sick right now. If I sound a little funny, but I think I could tough it out and do a podcast or something.
What
But
a guy.
for my New Year's, I'm kind of a weird like uh person to ask about it, I think, because I think most people they do something like, they have family over, they go somewhere with their family, or they have a party or something along those lines. Our family really doesn't do anything for New Year's. Like we never have. We just like at most we'll order like pizza and like watch the ball drop, and we'll only turn it on like, 5 minutes before it happens. Then we go to bed.
Yeah, I feel like people whose families watch like the whole show for like 6 hours before the ball drops are kind of just like, do you not have a single thing better to do?
Those people kind of scare me.
Yeah, no, like we'll turn it on for like the last like 10 minutes
Yeah.
just to see like Ryan Seacrest count, I
Honestly,
guess.
for a couple years, I would just make a point of it to try and go to bed before midnight on New Year's, just because I like there's one point where like, going to bed at midnight is no longer like a challenge. It's like it's
Yeah.
more of a challenge to just go to bed early. So that's usually what I
Well,
try to do.
it was always like uh having you always had trouble getting to midnight because you were so young and you were like conditioned to go to bed at like 7:30, and then
Yeah.
one year you stay up finally, and then like at 12:05 you're completely zonked out asleep, and then now at our age it's just kind of like, hey, it's 12 o'clock again. Oh
Yeah.
boy. No, I don't I'm not huge subscribing into the whole New Year's stuff. I kind of just it's just another day for me.
I mean, time is a human construct after all. I think New Year's was invented by Party City to sell more party paraphernalia, personally.
Okay.
So
Does your family do New Year's resolutions?
not like religiously. Like we do the thing where like, we all say we have something and then nobody actually does it.
I still find it absolutely hilarious that Planet Fitness sponsors the ball drop in the
Oh,
United States.
that's hilarious, but also genius marketing.
Yeah, really. Because you know how many people in the world are like, I'm gonna get in shape in the next year, and it's like you by the time January 30th rolls around, you're already given up on it.
Yeah, do not go to the gym for the first 2 weeks after New Year's. It's gonna be a mess. That
Yeah.
it's just too all those all I think they call them like resolutioners is like the term that people use. Like they just go to the
Oh,
gym and then
I'm
they
sure
after
there's an
2 weeks they're
exact
gone.
term.
They're gone. Like
Yeah.
90% of them.
Yeah. No, I'm sure there's an exact term because it has to happen on such a consistent basis every year.
Yeah.
So what was your resolution? Did you have one?
Uh Not really. So like I asked my whole family yesterday like what theirs were because I was kind of curious and I didn't really have one, so I was trying to figure out what mine should be. And I think I just want to be in a good like a better place like in terms of everything by the time my birthday rolls around, which is, in a couple months from now basically. So because it's my 20th birthday, 20 is kind of a big number.
Right.
I just feel like once I turn 20, I want to have like a clearer vision for what I want to do with my life or like, I don't know. I feel like right now I'm kind of lost with a lot of things. So hopefully I can figure some of
But
that
that's
out.
okay. You're still young. You're allowed to be lost with stuff.
Yeah, yeah. What about you? You got one?
Um, I mean, like nothing. It's the same with me every year. It's just like, just try to be a better person. I never really specify it down to like get in shape or like do something every day. It's usually just like, hey, just try to be a little better than last year.
Yeah, you
And
can.
that so far has been working out pretty well for me, I think. I
Yeah,
hope. But I guess that's not really my opinion. It's kind of based on the opinions of other people around me.
just try and kick one less homeless person this year, Brock.
Yeah.
That'll help.
Yeah, you know me, the homeless person kicker.
Yeah, that's what they call them.
No, yeah.
Um,
So for my family, what we ended up doing this year was we all went over to my aunt's house, and it was me, my parents, my aunt and uncle, and their kid, and then my other aunt and his girlfriend, my other aunt and his girlfriend, my other uncle and his girlfriend. Um, and we just like kind of hung out, and it was really really strange because my mother, we ended up like not going over until almost about 8 o'clock.
hmm
And I was like, Ma, I'm like really hungry. I got to eat something. And so I ended up eating dinner at, um, well, it wasn't really like a dinner. It was like a quick, like microwave food dinner at like 6. And then we didn't eat like real sit down dinner until about 10:30. And I remember sitting there at the table eating with everybody and being like, this is really weird. And I don't know how my body's going to react to it.
are you
And so,
somebody who eats dinner a lot earlier than 10:30? Like when do you usually eat dinner?
like 7.
7? Yeah, I think I'm usually in the realm of like between 6 and 8. So yeah, that makes sense.
Well, my family, we love the show Jeopardy, and we try to make a point to watch as much as we can because it feels like we feel really smart whenever we get the answers right. So that usually comes on at 7. So we end up just sitting having dinner around 7 o'clock, like 6:45. But yeah, we played a time-honored traditional game of. Have you ever heard of the game Left, Right, Center?
Oh, I love left, right, center.
Yeah, we play it every year, either at Christmas or Thanksgiving or New Year's. And I got robbed. I'll tell you that. I'll be the first to say it. I
Oh,
got
do you play with
absolutely.
money?
Yeah, we play with dollars.
Oh, that makes it fun. I've never done that.
Yeah, I got robbed. My
Yeah.
mother cleaned up.
I was trying to I don't know where I was, but I was somewhere and I was like there was nothing to do, and all I had was a little thing of left, right, center that I had brought with me, and I was just me and my brother, and I asked him if he wanted to play, and he said no because of course he doesn't like to do anything cool. Um, but I was like, all right, it's all right. I'll just play by myself. And it took me quite a like surprisingly long amount of time to realize that you cannot play that game with one person. It just fundamentally does not work at all.
Yeah.
So then I just sat there for like an hour doing nothing. So
Yeah, it was cool with us because we had like 9 people playing.
oh
And it's
wow,
one of
yeah.
those games where like for people who don't know, it's pretty much you get 3 dice and you put down $3 or chips or whatever, and the dice have either an L, a C, or an R on them, meaning left, right, center. And if it's an L, you slide one of the however many L's you rolled to the person to your left. If it's a right, you slide however many R's you uh, to the person to the right. And then if it's a C, you put however many C's in the center. So you put $1 in the center. And it's whoever ends up having the last dollar wins. So it's really like a big money maker. And it's one of those things where it's such a simple game when you're like starting to play and you're like, this is fun. And then by the end of it, it gets so deathly competitive that it's just so extremely fun.
I mean
But
there
you'll lose a lot of money. It's a game of chance.
yeah, there's zero strategy involved in that game.
No, there
Like
is
there's
not.
literally zero strategy. You might as well just be flipping a coin to see who gets all the money.
Yep.
It's
But
that
oh
that's
my
why I
God, I
love it though,
mean,
because it's just that reason alone is just because it's the most arbitrary, like drawn out way to just determine like a random winner. You just play left, right,
yeah.
center.
And if you play with 9 or 10 people like we did, you end up winning like $30.
It's
And it's pretty
nice.
fun. Yeah. So like I said, I got robbed. My mother cleaned up. Hasn't slid any of the money my way.
Oh,
Some mother I got.
that's mean. That's
Yeah, man.
mean.
Yeah, and then we watched the college football bowls that were on that evening. Shout out to Michigan for getting absolutely spanked.
Rip.
Yep, absolutely destroyed. Also, shout out to Alabama who won against I think Cincinnati they played. And yeah, then we just watched the ball drop, and then by 12:05, I was back in my house and going to bed.
Yeah. I mean, originally I thought that 2022 was gonna be my year, but like literally the day I like January 1st, I woke up, I got on my phone, in the first 5 minutes I was on my phone, I got rickrolled. So
See,
I'm not
that's
so
when you just
sure
gotta
anymore.
give it. Yeah, see, I was pretty excited, and then like what the day before the new year, like literally Eve, right? New Year's Eve, we
Yeah.
everybody got the big news story that Betty White had passed.
Oh no. Yeah.
Yeah, that really kicked me in the stomach. I felt really sad
We
about
were
that
so
one.
close to victory.
I know, I know.
I mean, if you think about it,
But
it's kind of like we've like American society viewed her as like a horse in a race
in a way, yeah, I guess so.
in a
I
very
saw a tweet.
screwed up
I
way.
saw a tweet that was like, so a lot of people are saying Betty White only lived to be 99, but if you count the 24 leap days she's lived through, she's actually made it to 100 plus a week. So you know what? That's the notion I subscribe to. Because
That's
if you live to be 99 years old, who cares? Just round it up.
yeah. Well, I mean, technically, it's 100 you have to be on the Smucker's jar, right?
But
Do you know about that?
yes? No? I've
Okay,
never heard
so
of such a
so
thing.
basically this Smucker's jelly, like jam, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
they have a thing that I think they still do it, but they it was more of a thing like when my parents were growing up, where if you reached 100 years old, like you got your picture put on like one of the Smucker's jars for like a little bit. And
Okay.
there weren't like that many people who like,
Yeah, I was
you
gonna
know,
say there's
back
probably only a
then.
handful.
So that's why it was more cool. But I think now that there's a lot more people who turn 100 that I don't think they put them on the jar, but they have like a special list or something they put out every year, I think. Um, but I thought it was cool. No Betty White
I
Smuckers
love.
though.
Oh yeah, there you go. Look at it. I'm looking at it right now. Yeah, you're right. There, Bill Hanning is the first one that comes up, and it says where they're from, and it says their age. There's
Yeah.
one on here. There's one lady, Ida Lee Shantz from Victorville, California, 105.
Yeah. Anybody that reaches like I feel like once you reach 100, any years after that are just like, okay, we get it. You're
Yeah,
kind of like
it's just
it's a
excessive.
little much, I
You're
think.
just rubbing it in.
Yeah. I
How
don't know
about
how I feel about that.
Frevert? Mary Frevert from Ames, Iowa, 109.
Whew. Hot
That's
dog.
isn't it insane to think about how somebody could live for 100 years?
Yep. You could literally be born in you could literally your life could span 3 centuries if you're born at the right moment. Do you think about that? If you're
Yeah, I
born in
guess it could. If you were
1999
born,
and you die
yeah,
in the year 2101, you're
yeah,
or
I guess you're right.
you know,
That I
that's
didn't think
crazy.
about that. I guess that's completely valid of a statement. Yeah, I mean, 100 years is that's just such an insane amount of time. Like when I look at it in the past, it's like, oh, I've been alive for however many years. That went by pretty fast. But like 100 years is such a long time. That's just insane to me.
Do you think we're gonna make it to the year 2100?
Who, me?
Both of us. We're about the same age.
No, I'm not.
You're not? Why not?
No, no, I don't think so. I,
That's
I'm,
well, how
I,
old would that? That would be like 98 for you, right? I was born in 2002.
yeah, I was one.
One.
So
Okay.
yeah, no, like, the people that tend to live to 100 tend to have like a very specific body type and are like not my size. Like I'm a very tall and built individual, so my heart needs to work harder. It's not going to happen for
Yeah,
me.
I'm
Maybe for
not that
you.
tall. I'm not that tall. So I mean, maybe I
Yeah,
got
maybe it will work for you.
like my great grandmother lived for a while. I don't remember. I think she was 94 when she died. So
I had
that's not
a
far
I
off.
had an I had an aunt. Well, she was my father's aunt, so I guess that makes her my great aunt, but we always just called her aunt. And she was 101, I think.
Wow.
Yeah. So I know somebody.
Yeah, the only problem is, Brock, is that we're men, and like I think statistically we just die
Oh
way
yeah, no,
earlier.
we're gonna die at like 75,
Yeah, yeah.
if not sooner than that.
Testicular
That's okay
cancer,
though.
heart disease, yeah,
Yeah, that's okay though.
depression, suicide, maybe a war,
The
who knows?
the amount of stuff that I do on a consistent basis, looking back on it and being like, huh, I could have like just died from that. It's really a miracle. So that's okay. Well, it's really morbid because I have a motorcycle and everything, and I go out.
Yeah,
Every time I like start that bike and I'm pulling out of my driveway, I'm like, all right, this is it. Today's the day. And somehow it makes me ride safer, which I guess makes sense. And then I end up not having any problems.
yeah. I do that in my
So
car
it's
sometimes. Like if I don't drive for a while and like I feel kind of like because like I haven't driven since like the summer because I didn't bring my car to college and I got back and I was just driving to the barber shop down the road and I was feeling like what do I even know how to drive? Like I completely forgot. So I was just like sweating my ass like the whole way just trying to like not drive into a tree, which I didn't.
yeah, no, especially when I'm on my bike because there's just no protections at all besides I move a little bit faster than cars can so I can get out of the way with stuff. But like the number one thing that's happened to me previously on another bike that I had was I was stopped at a light and this guy just came up behind me and just never stopped and I ended up going onto his hood. He just went on like under me and knocked my bike out from under me. And it's just cuz like you know how human brains recognize patterns.
Yeah.
The thing we were taught in my by the way, PSA, take the motorcycle class. Don't just buy a bike and go out. You're going to not ride safely and you're going to kill somebody if not yourself. Take the class. The thing I was taught in the class was the human brain recognizes patterns and it's what it wants to do. So when it's out driving around in a car, it's looking for tall rectangular shapes like a car. It's not looking for small skinny shapes like a motorcycle. So
Ooh,
that's
yeah.
why there's so many instances of like the motorcycle is stopped at a light and a car just runs up and takes the guy out. Like it's just because the human brain is not functioned that way to look for that specific pattern unless you know what you're looking for.
Yeah, that makes
So
sense.
PSA, take the class, be nice to motorcyclists. We try our best. And if you are one of the motorcyclists that purposely rides dangerously, you're also part of the problem because you're putting a bad image on us. So be nice on the road. That's okay. General consensus. Just be nice on the road.
Just
Just know
be
how to.
just be nice.
Just be nice. 2022, New Year's resolution. Be nice.
Yeah, yeah. I'm sure there's already been like 500 road rage incidents that have occurred this year, at least.
Oh yeah, no, I was driving yesterday and a guy cut me off and I said some
Yeah, it's over.
choice
It's over.
words.
Flip the bird.
No, it's great because when I'm in my car, I can yell really whatever I want. And they can't hear me. And I don't like being outwardly rude to people unless I really have to be. So the fact that he just kind of drove away like, oh, my accident, I cut that guy off, and I'm in my car like losing my mind, but he doesn't know. That's okay for me.
Yeah, you can't really do that on a motorcycle because they can see every gesture, every like movement of your face. Like, well, I guess if you have your
Yeah,
helmet on, you.
but it's a lot better because I have the helmet on, and motorcycles are much louder than most cars, so I can just scream at people. It's so great. Yeah, man. Yeah, just be nice. New Year, be nice.
Yeah. You know,
Anywho,
I read some interesting stuff that I wrote down. And I kind of wanted to discuss a little bit. Um, just
okay,
like weird news things. I don't even know if well, I know one of them is real. I don't know if the other one's real, but I'll start with the real
okay.
one. Apparently, the ski patrol at like certain ski resorts, they fire a howitzer artillery gun like, in the early
Mm-hmm.
morning to clear
Mm-hmm.
avalanche like hazards off of the mountain.
Yeah,
That's like
yeah.
insanely cool.
Yeah, that's really
I
cool.
want that
You
job.
probably got to be, yeah, you probably got to be really trained for it though.
Yeah. Like, who would have thought that like they would be still be using those in like this day and age? But
It sounds silly, but when you think about it, it absolutely makes sense.
yeah, you just need to shake up the mountain a little bit, get the
Yeah.
snow to fall off.
I was actually watching, it was like a news report on it, and they were like filming the guys like calling out the coordinates to fire the shell at the mountain, and they go fire, and the gun fires, and just nothing hits the mountain. Like it
Uh,
just aired over the mountain, and they were like, the news was like, "What happens when that happens?" And they're like, "Oh, we don't know." It's like you just hit somebody's house with
yeah,
that.
hopefully there's not like a village back there.
Yeah, right. But I don't think it caused any problems. Yeah, no, that's really cool.
Yeah, that's neat. The other thing I saw was that I again I really don't know if this was true because this is like I'm pretty sure I saw it on like the conspiracy theories Instagram account, which like 90% of that's just completely made up and they try to pretend it's
Okay.
real. But it was Morgan Freeman wears earrings that if he were to die in some strange place, they are worth enough to buy him a coffin. And
Yeah,
apparently
no,
this
that
is
is
a
true.
sailor's tradition to do that.
That is true. That is
That
completely
is
true.
that is cool.
Yeah. He's just cool like that
But
though.
like, I have a like a little question about that. Like, how do they know to buy you a coffin with those earrings? If somebody finds your dead body, odds are they're just gonna take your earrings or just like not. I mean, who are you expecting to find you that's gonna buy you a coffin? I don't really understand.
I think it's more in the sense of like if he's like overseas with his agent or something and he dies, his agent can be like, "Here, this is enough. This melted gold should be enough to buy him a funeral."
They wouldn't just
I
like
don't think
fly
it's
his body back to the United States.
well, I guess they could. It's just it's a tradition. Maybe it doesn't mean anything at all. But
Uh,
it's just
yeah, it's probably
maybe
more
he just
mostly symbolic.
maybe he doesn't even know that that's why he's doing it. Maybe
Yeah,
he's just
maybe
wearing
he
earrings
doesn't
because he
even
likes
realize his
earrings.
earrings are worth that much. It's just some bullshit somebody made up.
Yeah, he just bought them at a pawn shop or
You
something.
know,
Yeah.
I'm sure many people have earrings that are worth enough to buy coffins. It's just they're not wearing them for that explicit reason.
Yeah.
Like the Queen of England probably has that, right?
I don't think the Queen of England has to worry about money.
You know, do you think she's gonna die this year? Is this gonna be the year she kicks the bucket?
She's gotta. She's gotta.
A bunch of
How
people were
old is she
making
now?
predictions for this year, and that was one of them. But actually, they thought that she was gonna live, and I'm like, that's a bold prediction. She
She's
clock's ticking.
95. I saw another post that was like God looked down on Earth and chose between killing the Queen of England or the Queen of the United States, and he chose wrong.
Oh, rip.
No, uh, you know what? No, I don't think she is. I think she's gonna make it.
I don't know.
Cause like she's old, but she's in good health.
Yeah,
But then
I
again, I guess so was Betty White. She kind of turned for worse. But then again, she's also 99 years old when she died.
okay. I need your opinion on something. So
Okay.
the other day when they were making those predictions, I chimed in with my own prediction, and people were like, I basically I made a prediction that like there would be a country that exists this year that no longer will exist next year, like or will like it will stop existing sometime this year, and that there will be
Okay.
another war. Uh, am I like they're like why would you predict those things like that's horrible and I'm like I'm not like I don't want these things to happen like I'm not
Yeah,
but
it's
like
really no worse than predicting the death of somebody.
right like predicting the death of the Queen of England but like I think it would be pretty cool if like a world-ending event did happen and you were like the doomsayer who had been calling it all along, you know, like say I say, okay, the zombie apocalypse begins tomorrow, and it actually did. You know how much clout I would have in the post-apocalyptic world? Like to the max.
None. You would didn't you ever play the game Dead Rising?
No.
The entire plot of Dead Rising 2 is like people think that you started the zombie apocalypse. So
What?
people are going to be like, "Hey, this guy kept saying this was going to happen and it just so happened that it happened exactly when.
Oh no,
Maybe
they're
he had
gonna come
something to do
after
with
me.
it." Yeah.
Well, it's a good thing
So
nobody
maybe
watches our podcast.
yeah, really. Hey, I don't know this guy. if the zombie apocalypse does happen tomorrow, I don't know this guy.
Yeah, it's coming. It's coming.
But yeah, no, like the countries thing, I'm sure that will happen because that happens all the time between like, wars between, especially in like Africa, countries are constantly being like split by civil wars and stuff. So yeah, I'm sure that could happen.
Yeah, there was a country I'd never heard of in my entire life that like I saw like a post somewhere online like from that country who said like there was a guy representing his country for the Olympics. I'm like, I've never heard of this country ever.
Hmm. Yeah. Hey, aren't the Winter Olympics coming up?
Oh, I don't know. Is it that
I think they are.
like a month or two or
Yeah, soon. I think they're in Beijing again.
interesting?
Yeah. But yeah, no, there's a lot of countries, especially because I was watching the full walk-in of the countries at the last Olympics over the summer.
Yeah.
There were a few where I was like, I've never heard of such a place.
Are they
But there
new?
are a lot of like I uh some of them were like some were like country founded in 2017, but a lot of them are just like small island countries
Yeah,
that
that's what I was thinking when I made
most
that
people wouldn't
prediction.
have heard
Is
of.
like there's so many like small island nations that are like technically countries, even though they have like a population that's in the double digits or something. Like odds
Yeah.
are one of those is just going to go underwater this year, and like they're just going to have to
Hmm.
leave. And like wars happen over like somebody taking an extra box of bananas, you know? Like this stuff
Isn't
happens.
there there's a country called Tuvalu, which is a little island country, very
Yeah,
small, and I think it's supposed to be completely underwater by like 2024,
rip.
which is really sad because it's really a pretty country.
If
But
any
yeah, it's a very small place. Like there's one airport in, and they use the runway as a soccer field during the evenings because just they get one plane a day.
Oh, that's cool.
But yeah, I mean,
Well,
speaking
yeah,
of countries, I think we ought to look at what the weather is doing in uh uh Balbala, Djibouti.
Djibouti.
Yeah. What do you think the what do you think the weather's doing in Balbala, Djibouti, Jack?
Well, first off, I'd like to say if any Tuvaluvian viewers are currently watching, um, I'm sorry for your plight. If your home does eventually sink into the ocean, uh, I don't know what I can do about it personally. Hopefully, there's enough resources to get you and your families off of that island to somewhere better. Um, anyway, Djibouti. Yeah, I think it's probably sunny, maybe.
Well, it is about 10:30 at night. It's almost 11 actually.
Well, this is a trick question. It can, well, all right,
Holding,
hold on, hold
holding,
the phone, hold the
holding my
horses,
phone.
hold the phone, hold everything
Horses are
that you can
held.
hold.
My hands are only so big.
Okay. If I say like if I say the weather like is sunny, right? You think, okay, no clouds in the sky. If I said like you just can't say it's sunny at night, right? It means the same thing as clear. Like if I said it's clear at night, it's like, oh, okay, makes sense. If I say it's sunny at night, oh, it doesn't make any sense. But you wouldn't say it's moony at night, right? That doesn't make any sense.
You could.
You would say it's moony at night.
I wouldn't say it, but you could, I
You wouldn't
guess.
say it. You can't say it because people won't accept the truth, Brock.
Jack, there's no sun at night. The sun's on the
I
other
know
side of
that's
the
why you have to
planet.
say it's moody because there's no sun.
All right, Jack, what's the weather in Djibouti right now? Considering it is almost 11 o'clock at night, would you say it's moony?
I would say it is moony, aka clear.
It's actually completely not moony. It is entirely cloudy
God
with a
damn it.
4% chance of rain. You jerk. It is 79 degrees, a nice 79 degrees sleep. Overnight you're looking at about 79 to 78. Feels like 85. Wow, that's uncomfortable.
Oof.
Sunrise about 6:30 a.m., sunset 5:55 p.m. Not very completely humid. I lied. 81% humidity. 6 miles of visibility if you're flying. Would you like to guess what phase of the moon it is, Jack?
What? No.
It's a new moon.
Does that change depending on where you are in the world? I forget.
No, it's the moon.
Right.
Changes every night.
Well, no, not well, a little bit.
Enough that we know that there's cycles of the moon that are on a very
Yeah.
consistent
No,
basis
you're
based
right.
on where the sun is
You're right. You're
and
right.
the earth. Your weekly forecast is tomorrow you're looking about 83 with a 40% chance of rain. Next day 84, staying right about 83 to 84 all week, lows of 70 and 76. 77 and 76. You're actually looking at a pretty rainy week. Uh 78% chance of rain on the upcoming Thursday, January 6th. Maybe it is the rainy season in that part of Africa.
Cool.
You love it. You love
I
how
love the
informative it
weather.
is.
I love it.
You love it. You love being informed.
I wonder if we have any Djiboutian viewers.
Is that the right term?
I don't know.
Djiboutian?
I
Or
also don't
maybe
know.
is it?
I also don't know if it's Tuvaluvian, but those are the most fun ways I can
I feel
imagine
like
saying it.
Tuvaluian is correct, but Djiboutian sounds almost
No,
funnier.
it's Djiboutian because it's well. I mean,
Okay.
I guess I don't know. Anybody from Djibouti want to help us clarify that?
Or
Feel free to let
Tuvalu.
us know. Or Tuvalu. Yeah. Hopefully they're not like watching this like 20 years from now and being like, "Damn, I miss my home country. It's like 6 feet underwater now."
Yeah, yeah. So Jack, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
When you're driving around in the car or sitting at home listening to music, do you ever listen to a song and like just halfway through it you really tone your ears in and you're like, what did that last line even mean?
Yeah, I think I've done that a couple times. I
I
mean,
have a list of songs that I looked over this very quickly and looking back it's like these are some silly lyrics.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you know me, I have a really, really bad history of like screwing up lyrics like the maximum possible extent.
Oh,
So I
oh,
don't
I
even know
know.
what they're saying half the time.
Jack, would you like to inform our audience about your favorite Van Halen song, Panama?
Yeah, so I thought that the song Panama, I knew the name of the song was Panama, but I thought in the lyrics, when he says Panama, he was saying animal, like, because, like, the girl he's talking about for the entire song is like an animal, you know, because she's crazy, she's like a wild child or whatever, which it makes sense. It makes perfect sense with the song, but, like, I just, my brain hears animal, not Panama. Like, why were they talking about Panama? Doesn't make any sense.
It's an in joke. You also have been quoted as saying, I'm looking at the quote right now. WTF, since when was Adele British? I thought she was dead.
She went away for a while. Let's be real here.
Well, she had a
When
very
famous people don't do anything for more than 3 years, I consider them dead because they, like, what else are they doing?
okay.
Is that not a fair assumption? Like, did you
No,
know Notch is still alive? Like, he made Minecraft, like the biggest video
of
game of all
course I
time.
knew Notch was
He
still
has not
alive.
done anything.
It would have been absolutely international news if Notch died.
He literally all he does is post on Twitter and play like Satisfactory like all day. Like you could just look at his Twitter. You could just talk to him if you wanted to because he doesn't have any friends apparently. Like sorry
Can
Notch,
we
but
get Notch on the podcast?
yeah, maybe he'd like to argue against that, but like that's what it looks like to me. It's kind of sad. Like he has all the money in the world, but like no friends, no like motivation, no anything. It's like
I
damn.
thought he actually didn't have too much money. I thought he got screwed out of a lot of money by Microsoft
I'm
when he
sure he
sold
could have been
Kinect.
offered a lot more, but he still got paid. He's like a billionaire still, I think.
Okay. Yeah, let's get Notch on the podcast.
All right, sounds good.
Anyways, let's go through these silly little lyrics. Some of them are like nonsensical, and some of them are just like lines that you got to look back and just be like, that was maybe the stupidest lyric in the entire song.
All right.
Here we go. Number one is Eminem's "Love the Way You Lie" featuring Rihanna. Now you get to watch her leave out the window. Guess that's why they call it window pane.
I mean, I understand it because you're
I
watching
mean,
your
I'm
girl
absolutely
leave.
certain that that is not the etymology of the word window pane, because people in emotional pain do not exit through windows often
Oh no.
because of
Well,
the
well,
glass in the window.
depends if you're really depressed. I mean, but anyway, uh, yeah, no, it's definitely not the correct etymology, but like Eminem is, he's a rapper. Rappers got to take some creative liberties.
Yeah, but sometimes they're just a little too silly, even for me.
Yeah, you can't take all of the liberties. You gotta leave some.
How about this one? Here's a good one. Kesha featuring 303, blah, blah, blah. The lyric, zip your lips like a padlock.
Zip your
Now, here's the
lips.
problem with this.
Yeah, that
It's a
okay.
silly lyric, but I'm more upset that I love this song and I've listened to it multiple times in very recent history and just have never picked up on this lyric until I read it today.
Yeah. Um,
Zip your lips
zip.
like a padlock.
Well, obviously, the big elephant in the room here. You don't zip a padlock. Uh, Maybe some of our audience members missed it. Hopefully not, but maybe. Damn, that's not correct.
Number three, silly lyric. Black Eyed Peas, Boom Boom Pow. Would you like to guess what the lyric is?
I couldn't.
I'm so 3008, you're so 2000 and late.
So, are these supposed to be like cringe lyrics? Is that what you're going for, or
I
like
think that
just?
lyric's actually wrong. Hold on. Wait a
Oh,
minute.
fact check, fact check.
Oh, I'm fact checking. I think that lyric is wrong. What website am I on? The Daily Edge. Uh, hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Okay, no, it's right. I guess maybe I've been singing it wrong all these years. I thought it was I'm so 2008, you're so 2000 and late.
Oh, all right.
But it's apparently I'm so 3008, you're so 2000 and late.
Yeah, that makes more sense, right?
I guess
Kind of, I mean, not
because
really,
it's
but
it's supposed to be like a future pop song, right?
yeah.
Here's the question. Here, can you name all four members of the Black Eyed Peas?
I could. Wait, hold on. Wait, I might actually be able to name one, which
You
is
know,
shocking
you
me.
know two of them.
Oh, I forget his name. Oh, it's the main guy too. I forget his name. Hold
It's
on.
literally his name with a two periods in it.
Wait, what? It's Anderson Paak?
No, not Anderson Paak.
Who else has
What?
periods in their name? What?
Do you want me to tell you?
Sure.
will.i.am?
Wait, will.i.am was in the Black Eyed Peas?
Yes, he was the main guy.
Oh, okay. Then my guy was not the main guy then. Who else is in there?
Fergie?
What? There was a woman in the Black Eyed Peas?
She literally sang the line I'm talking about.
Okay. Yeah, this is my problem. I'm not very good with names and music. Uh
And how about the two other guys that never really
Name them
amounted to
because I'm
much
pretty sure I
of
know one of them.
Taboo
No.
and Apple D App?
No. Who am I thinking of?
I
I'm
have
thinking of
no
the guy
idea who
that,
you
you know
think.
the song like Hey Ya or whatever?
Andre 3000?
No. No.
Big Boy?
No. You know the song?
Well, Hey Ya by Outkast?
Yeah, Outcast. Who's the main guy in Outcast?
Andre 3000.
Oh, okay. I get the Outcast and Black Eyed Peas mixed up, I think. That's my problem.
Cool. Anyway, number four, Miley Cyrus's song 4x4, in which she says three times, ready?
Yeah.
Driving so fast, bout to piss on myself.
I mean, from what I understand, women have a harder time retaining the contents of their bladder while driving. Like, because like they need to pull over and use the restroom every 5 minutes. Is that
Okay.
is that is that what they're going
No,
for?
that's maybe, I guess. I don't know.
Maybe it's a personal, like, I don't know, gynecological issue that they have. I'm not really.
I think we should get off this lyric.
Okay.
The next is from the Clash's hit song, Should I Stay or Should I Go? Now, I want you to think about the title of the song. He's deciding whether he should stay or go, right? It's very
Yeah.
important. He says, If I go, there will be trouble. If I stay, it will be double. So why even have a choice? Just go. Because if you stay, there will be double as much trouble if you go as if you go.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. What song is this
You don't
again?
seem so sure.
I know the lyrics. I just don't know this. I can't
Should I stay
remember
or should
this.
I go by the Clash.
Oh, all right. Oh, right. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so he
You
should just
okay?
so he wants the trouble basically. He wants to do it for his love interest, right?
He should it
He's that's
it
what the
shouldn't
debate
matter.
is.
The line is should I stay or should I go? If I stay, there will be trouble. Or if I go, there will be trouble. If I stay, it will be double. So if he's truly deciding whether to stay or go, he should go.
Well, no,
Because while there will
but
be
it's not
trouble,
just the trouble that he has to consider. He has to consider like his life, right? Like his girlfriend, I'm assuming, or like isn't that
I
what the song's
guess.
about?
Well, I think the song is actually about him leaving the band.
Oh, that's a weird song to publish as a band.
I think he got kicked out.
Wait, was this like a solo release or no?
No, no, no. This was like
This was
while they were
immediately before
considering
he
him
got kicked
leaving.
out. At the end of the song, he just says, "Yeah, goodbye."
He goes, "Yeah, I'm leaving." Here
Rip.
we go. Number six, Robin Thicke's big hit song from what 2000 like 13, Blurred Lines. What rhymes with hug me?
I
That it's just a silly
I mean,
line.
I think I know what he's going for there. Uh,
No, I definitely do, but it's still just a dumb line.
I I can't say that I've ever heard like a single person say the word fug unironically. Um, so I'm not really
All
a
of
fan of this one.
the posts on this article I'm reading have like a description under them about like why the lyrics silly. Like for if I stay or should I if should I stay or should I go? It just says they make this whole song about deciding whether or not to leave when the answer is clearly to go because it will only amount to half the trouble that staying will cause. All of them have like these long drawn out like answers. This one just says what rhymes with hug me? Rugby.
Rugby? Oh yeah, maybe. I can't really think of much else.
I yeah, I think you're right. I think I get what he's going for, but it just doesn't work out.
Yeah. Wait.
Here's the good one.
Okay.
Yeah. No,
Uh,
no, go
I
ahead.
I was just gonna say, I really hope that the Lavis Goodaday song is on this list.
It is not
Uh,
actually.
can we explain that real quick?
In the Zach Brown band song Toes, there's a line that goes, I've got my toes in the water, ass in the sand, not a worry in the world, a cold beer in my hand. Life is good today. And the first time I played the song for Jack, he kept saying the line, life is good today, and Jack keeps going, who is Lavis good a day? And what
Yeah.
does that mean? And I was
I
like, oh, haha, funny. He's like, no, seriously, who's Lavis good a day? Like, what does that mean?
I will say it was mostly a joke, but I think it's way funnier if you interpret the song to just be him saying that guy's name. Because
Lavis good a day.
I can only imagine the lifestyle that Lavis Goodaday leads is got to be one to
I
end.
mean, if Lavis has her toes in the water, ass in the sand, not a worry in the world, and cold beer in hand, I want to be Lavis.
Yeah, I want to meet Lavis. Can we have him on the podcast one day?
Here's a good one. Another one from the hit duo of Fergie and will.i.am. Ready?
Yeah.
In the song Fergalicious, will.i.am is quoted as saying, T to the A to the STEY, girl, you tasty. And for those of you not so well rounded in your vocabulary, that's not how you spell tasty.
Oh wow, that's embarrassing.
And the little blurb underneath says, thankfully, a few years later, Fergie later redeemed herself for the spelling error by teaching us all how to spell glamorous. So
Wow.
Fergie has multiple songs of just
Yeah,
spelling.
she just spells a lot, doesn't she?
I
Doesn't she
mean,
spell in that Milk song? Doesn't she do MILK?
Maybe she does.
I feel like every Fergie song that I know,
As
she spells at least one word out, like phonetically or
as
alphabetically.
long as she as long as she stays away from teaching will.i.am to spell tasty. I mean, they had to listen to that song multiple times in the studio and listen to the line T to the A to the STEY, girl, you tasty. And nobody was like, maybe we should spell check that. Like, maybe that's not how tasty is spelled.
Maybe it's extra emphasis. Like if something's particularly delicious, you have to describe it with an extra vowel. So instead of just ty, it's tey. Like that is
Okay.
tasty. You know?
Okay, maybe you got a point.
Wait, what
I
is he
don't know.
describing as tasty? Is he
Her.
her? Okay. I don't know if I'd probably actually just remove the Y, so it's just tasked. Uh,
Girl, you dad.
girl, you tasked. I don't know if Fergie even
Anyway,
deserves any vowels. Maybe it's just tist.
girl, Anyway, Bruno Mars's hit song Grenade. I still remember when that song came out. That was a great song.
Ooh, yeah, I remember that one.
Should have known you was trouble from the first kiss, had your eyes wide open. Why were they open? Now, it sounds like a really depressing line when you listen to it, but then you realize that the only way he could know that her eyes were open would be if he had his own eyes open. So really, they
They're
were just
just
staring at
staring at
each
each
other while
other.
they were making
That's like
out.
the world's awkwardest kiss. You're just staring with your eyes wide open into each other's
Yeah,
eyes.
at each other.
That's funny.
Ew. Maybe that's why it didn't work out, though. Maybe that's why he's trying to get her back, because he was like, I'm sorry we stared at each other.
Yeah.
Here we go. Here's a band I don't know too well. The band called Razor Light in their hit song Somewhere Else. The
Okay.
line is, and I met a girl. She asked me my name. I told her what it was. There's just
That this
it's
this is how an
conflict
alien
resolution.
describes like a human relationship.
It's just conflict resolution. You just I met a girl. She asked me my name. I told her what it was.
Here, do you want me to spontaneously write our love song real quick? Like just
I really want you to do it.
all right, you ready? I was walking down the street. I saw a
Uh-huh.
girl. She looked pretty. I asked
Uh-huh.
her if she wanted to go meet me at the coffee shop tomorrow,
Uh,
3 p.m., Saturday, July the 5th. She agreed. The next day was good. We had fun. She came back to my
she
place
asked me my
later,
name.
and we eventually stayed together.
made
Happy
made
ending.
out with our eyes open.
The
She
end.
asked me my name. I told her. Here's a great one. Two from this song. Ready? Drake's
Yes.
big hit song Forever. Also a great song in its time. And I still remember these lines very specifically. Like a sprained ankle, boy, I ain't nothing to play with. That's a tough line. I don't think that's a silly line at all. I think that's a very tough
No, I
line.
don't. I don't have a problem with that line.
Here's another one. Swimming in the money, come and find me. Nemo. If I was in the club, you know I balled. Chemo.
Oh my God! What? That's a line in his song.
Yeah. But it's spelled bald as in like, he was like a baller, not
Oh,
bald
okay, okay. Because
as in like bald people, but then he just hits you with the chemo.
when was the last time Drake had hair?
He's always had hair. It's always just been
I guess.
shaved.
I guess. Yeah, he has hair. No, he keeps it
Anyways,
short.
another Black Eyed Peas on this list. Jack, how did the days of the week go?
Oh no. Well, from what I can recall, it goes
Yeah.
Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then it repeats.
So none of them repeat within the same week, right?
Nah, I think if you can fly fast enough to break time zones, you can do a little trick, but no, not usually.
Black Eyed Peas, I got a feeling. Quote, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Oh,
So
you're
they
right.
just
He does say Saturday twice. Yeah. Huh. I never
so
thought
they
about that.
just don't really know how to like spell
This is will.i.am.
or to Yes is all of them. I think they all
Okay.
said it.
Oh, I mean, the Black Eyed Peas are famous enough people that they could afford a private jet. If I had to, I'd say Saturday night is probably like their big party night of the week, and they just have their private jet like do a loop-de-loop in like the Pacific Ocean and, you know, get like another Saturday basically.
You could be right.
I don't know.
Okay, maybe no, maybe I'm crazy. Maybe they're
Maybe,
doing the
yeah,
right
maybe
thing.
everyone else is way more crazy than you think, and you're actually the odd one out.
Yeah.
Maybe everything I think is true, and maybe wrong.
Ready?
Yes.
The Killers. All these things I've done. Quote, I've got soul, but I'm not a soldier. I see, I don't think that's a dumb line. I think that's an okay line. I think
All
it's
right. I
like
don't. Yeah, I don't really have
kind
a
of
problem with that one
cheesy.
either.
I
I
think it's a
get
little
it.
cheesy, but like, yeah, I get it. Puff Daddy. Can't nobody hold me down. Quote. Ready? This one hits.
Yeah.
Young, black, and famous, with money hanging out the anus.
I don't know why you'd
I
put it
mean,
up
you know he's
there.
got cheddar.
Oh,
You know he's got
he's
cheddar.
got cheddar, but like me personally, I don't put my cheddar up my butthole. But you know,
No, no, no. You don't understand. He's got so much money, he doesn't know where else to put it. That's the problem.
all right, all right. It's a little on the vulgar side unnecessarily, but I will say it makes sense as a lyric. I get it. You know what these are starting to remind me of? You know that Key and Peele sketch where like they're interviewing the guy who like killed somebody and like he confesses
Yeah.
the entire thing on his rap
Yes.
album. I
Yeah.
love that video.
Jesse J. Wild, quote, Am I asleep? No, I'm alive. You have to be alive to be asleep.
Yeah, I would say that's probably true.
And I don't know what this line means from Big Sean in the same song. Today I woke up feeling like a mirror.
I really don't know what. I mean, maybe it feels like you're watching
Flat?
yourself
Glassy?
flat. No, I think it's more like you're watching yourself. Like you feel like you are in your body, but you're not in control, you know? Because like you look at the reflection in the mirror, right? Like it's you, but like there's nothing inside of them. There's no soul. There's nothing. It's the mirror, you know? You feel
Jack,
like
you know
you've lost
you're what the
control.
modern music industry needs, right? Just to break down
Yeah,
all these
yeah.
songs.
Send me your songs. Kanye, you know, I'm here. Anybody else up there in the big leagues? Just send me your stuff. I got you.
Justin Bieber's boyfriend. This one is just a dumb rhyme. It's just like they were sitting in the studio trying to figure out what to write for this filler line. Ready?
Yeah.
Swag, swag, swag on you. Chillin' by the fire while we eatin' fondue.
God, I really hope
And
swag never comes back into the modern vernacular. God damn, I hate that word.
the blurb underneath it is entirely what I think. If you're going to unnecessarily add the words swag, swag, swag on you to a song, you should probably at least make an effort to follow them up with a less ridiculous line. But no. Chillin' by the fire while we eatin' fondue.
Yeah. Have you ever had one of those, like, it's not, I don't think it counts as fondue because fondue is cheese, right? Or
I
not always.
guess I've
Because,
never
like,
had fondue.
oh, all right. Well, I'm pretty sure it's just like a melted cheese thing, but like, I don't, I always call it chocolate fondue. It's basically, you know, it's just melted chocolate. Like, you can make it the same way. Like, you just, it's like, it's really good. You
Mm-hmm.
just dip stuff in it.
Mm-hmm. 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 Mm-hmm.
I like chocolate. Anyway, go on.
The Beatles. I am the walrus. I am the Eggman. They are the Eggmen. I am the walrus. Cuckoo Cachoo.
Yeah, that was, I'm pretty sure you at one point explained the reasoning behind why this song was so weird, right?
To be fair, they were on copious amounts of drugs.
Yeah, okay, that's what I remember. Yeah.
Michael
Is this
Jackson's
Strawberry
Earth
Fields
song.
Forever, or is that a different song?
That's I Am the Walrus.
Oh,
Strawberry Fields Forever is a different song.
is that the same album though?
Michael. Uh, yes, it
Okay.
is. Michael Jackson's Earth song. What about the elephants? Have we lost their trust?
You know, there's a lot of poaching going on. I wouldn't be
Now,
surprised if elephants are
for
kind of
that
pissed off.
song, if you really listen to it, it's really a deep song because the last like 2 minutes of the song is him just screaming about like injustice in the world, and it's all just lines like that.
Yeah,
Like, let's see.
like the one Billy Joel song where he just names every like news event that happened in the past like 30 years.
What about crying whales? We're ravaging the seas. What about forest trails burnt despite our pleas?
It's like that Lil
It's
Dicky song, Earth, or We Love the Earth. You
you
know
know
that one?
Michael Jackson's actually just Little Dicky. That's true.
Yeah.
Carly Rae Jepsen's "Call Me Maybe." Before you came into my life, I missed you so bad.
That makes literally zero sense. That might be the worst offender that has come so far. You can't miss something that you don't know, you don't have. You don't have at all. It's not even that you don't know you're going to have it, you just don't have it. Like
Mm-hmm.
that it's
She has
impossible.
no idea that that could even be a
Oh, all right,
possibility,
hold on.
right?
Maybe she's missing like like
The
she
idea
has
of.
she has the ideal man that she's looking for, and she's missing that figure in her life. She doesn't know who that will be yet, but I guess that's what they're going for. I don't know.
Okay.
What's she up to these days?
Carly? Nothing.
She's single?
Sure.
I mean, she had that whole
The
thing where
Black
she was
Eyed
like, "Call me
Peas.
maybe." Did he ever call? Did he ever call? We don't
Maybe.
know. Maybe. Yeah. Maybe he
The
did.
Black
Maybe
Eyed
he did.
Peas, once again, repeat offenders constantly on these lists. In their hit song, Boom Boom Pow, once again, beats so big, I'm stepping on leprechauns.
Now, what does that even mean? I honestly cannot explain that one.
It means the beats were so big that he's stepping on leprechauns.
Like, okay, does that mean like he's envisioning himself as like a giant, so like all the people are tiny to him like leprechauns and he's stepping on them? Like
Uh, you don't seem to understand. The beats are so big
that's
that
the
he's
best I
stepping
got.
on
That's
them.
the best. I think at this point we should just throw all the Black Eyed Peas in jail for what they've done lyrically with their songs.
Taylor Swift's love story, in the same line, she mentions two separate books that have nothing to do with each other. Because you were Romeo, I was the Scarlet Letter, and my daddy said stay away from Juliet. Why even have the line about the Scarlet Letter in that? It just
Wasn't that
doesn't.
about the Holocaust?
It just has no tie-in with Romeo and Juliet at all.
Yeah, no. Am I right though, or am I thinking of a different book?
You know what? I'm just gonna let you live. Oasis, Champagne Supernova, slowly walking down the hall faster than a cannonball. That's impossible.
Wait, say the line again.
Slowly walking down the hall faster than a cannonball.
Okay. All right. Listen, I think I might actually be able to explain this one. So,
Okay.
theoretically, right? If you were to roll a cannonball down a hallway at like a really slow speed, you know, like how people like do those really trick shots when at the bowling alley where they have the ball go for like a minute before it even reaches the pins, but they
Uh
still
huh.
get a strike. You could do that with a cannonball and just walk at a brisk pace and be faster than the cannonball.
You just love giving people the benefit of the doubt, huh?
There are some that I can understand. Others I definitely cannot. Like that leprechaun line. Oh God, I have no idea where they were coming from.
Beats so big I'm stepping on leprechauns. And last one. This one kind of messes with me because it like the most I can say about it is it would be assumed, but the fact that he dis let me just read you the line
Okay.
from Wham's song Club Tropicana. Club Tropicana, drinks are free, fun and sunshine. There's enough for everybody. All that's missing is the sea. It sounds like a tropical beach island club, right? So you would assume the beach would be there, but apparently the club is just in like Boise, Idaho.
That is funny, isn't it? You know, I would agree with that assessment. Who
You're
was that
just
by?
still dumbfounded. Wham.
Okay. Can you count the tally of how many times the Black Eyed Peas or a member of the Black Eyed Peas was on that list?
Let's see. One, 5 times at least.
Five at least. Okay. Can we like do a deep investigation to find out which member of the Black Eyed Peas is responsible for all of those terrible, terrible lyrics?
It's got to be will.i.am since
I
he
feel like
spelled
it is
tasty
because
wrong.
will.i.am just in his name, like that's not even like correct. You're not Yoda. You don't talk like that. It's I am Will. I am Will. I am William. It's not Will I am. Like, does he walk into the club and be like, "Yo, Will I am, drinks give me please." You know, like that doesn't even. I don't know. Maybe we can have Will I am on the podcast. That would be cool. Can we get the Queen
I
of
don't think
England,
he would
Notch,
like
and
it.
Will I am on the same episode? That'd be a pretty diverse cast.
Yes,
I mean, theoretically, yes, right? They're all alive.
I guess so.
I mean, maybe Lavis can come too.
Yeah.
Do you have a problem? You seem to be like your
Uh,
silence speaks volumes, Brock. I want you to know.
I gotta be. I think you're crazy,
You think I'm crazy. All right. Like we'll let the
just a bit.
audience decide whether or not I'm crazy. You know, maybe I like to dream big. Maybe I like to give people like Will I am the benefit of the doubt sometimes. You know, who knows? Who knows? Um, but yeah. Would you like to sample some weird history before we
I
end for
think I
today?
think that's exactly what I was about to say. Is let's do some history and wrap this bad boy up. My
All
brain's
right.
been melted into cheese.
Okay. Let me pull it up. Hopefully we got some good ones today. So for context, if you haven't been watching the last couple episodes, is I've just been reading some comments on a Reddit thread, basically listing out the weirdest history events that are actually true, but could definitely be written as like fiction, and someone would definitely believe it. It seems almost
Hmm.
too strange uh, to be nonfiction. Or sorry, yeah, no, that's right. I think.
Yes.
Anyway, let's see.
Give us a good one.
All right. Well, let me just do a rundown. So we got the St. Louis 1904 Olympics, the Toronto Circus riot, uh, James Madison writing the letter back and forth, Juan
That's the
Pujol
best one.
Garcia, uh, all of those figures living in the same Vienna neighborhood, Napoleon being a badass, the guy that tried to kill the Prime Minister of Canada, the RMS Carmania, Ivan the Terrible's lineage, the balloon bomb that hit Oregon from Japan, Cold War CIA propaganda. John Adams and Thomas Jefferson died on the same day. James A. Garfield was assassinated in a pretty funny guy.
Pretty funky dude.
Yeah. Some stuff about Latin America and why it's named that. Last known killed by bow and arrow. Battle of Karen Seabees. The Allies in Italy. Operation Mincemeat, where they dressed up a guy that was dead.
Hmm.
Wojtek the Soldier Bear. Love him.
Yep.
uh, Julius Caesar, the latrine disaster of Erfurt, and the assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand. And also Theodore Roosevelt being a badass after being shot.
Yeah. Hmm.
And oh yeah, this guy that killed like 50 people with his bare hands. Yeah, all right. Oh, and yeah, something about famines. All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Sorry, I mean, I needed to go through all those to get to the new ones anyway, so I figured I might as well just read them instead of just having like 2 minutes of just awkward silence.
No, no, I'm
It was a
ready.
nice recap, right?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right.
I'm ready.
All right. This guy says, my personal favorite, the Cadaver Synod, in which the dead body of a former pope was disinterred, propped up on the throne, and then formally tried by the church to have his papacy retroactively annulled.
I know this one.
Predictably, he was found guilty, and then they chucked his corpse in the Tiber River. People are funny
Hmm.
animals.
Not just that. They also like cut off all of his fingers so that rich people could eat them.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is that like a
No, it
metaphor for
was
something?
No, it
They
was
just wanted to eat.
so okay. The story goes that the current pope was kind of just like this really petty jerk, and he wanted to do something, and it was he wasn't able to do it because that pope that had died had made like a rule specifically saying pope shouldn't be able to do it, and so he was like, dig him up. We're having a trial, and if we disavow his papacy, then we that rule will be annulled. So they ended up doing that, and because obviously he was dead, he had no defense. They ended up just removing him from papacy, even though
Is
he was already dead,
is he
and
still
like cut
entitled
off
to a
his
lawyer?
fingers and stuff. No, he was dead.
Rip. All right. Adding to World War II and Holocaust stories, the Les Chambons-sur-Lignon, I don't know if I said that right, is a small town in the south of France. It fell in Nazi-occupied France, and it was a destination for Nazis for rest and relaxation. The entire town worked together during the occupation to save thousands of Jews and other folks fleeing from Nazis, by acting as a hub to help folks cross the border. Distant family members would visit for a few days and then head home, in quotation marks. So there were lots of forged documents and secret communication, and the Nazis are just vacationing there. So the
Hmm.
town never really bragged about it, so it kind of went like under the radar. But apparently they did a lot of good stuff helping the Jews.
Good.
Yeah.
That's a good story.
All right.
I like those World War II stories that are kind of just like sneaky,
Yeah, it's like I mean, it
mischievous.
was such a big war that there's so many different aspects to
Yeah,
it you can look at.
yeah, yeah.
This next one is also World War II. It says anti-tank dogs. So
Oh no,
the Soviet
no, not the
the Soviet
dogs.
Union strapped bombs to dogs and trained the poor things to run under tanks where they'd blow up. Okay, I take back what I said
Yes.
about World War II.
Okay, here's the big issue about it though. So when they were training the dogs, they trained them obviously in the Soviet Union with Russian tanks because they didn't tend to have a lot of just German tanks laying around, and because the German tanks used a different type of diesel than the Russian tanks, the dogs were just assuming, oh, we have to destroy the diesel that smells like this. So many times, whenever they would use the dog, it would run about 100 yards, smell the gas that was coming from the German tank, and be like, "That's not what I'm trained to go after," and run back to the Russian tanks that were using the gasoline that they were trained to attack.
And they blew their own tanks up.
Yeah,
Oh my God. I mean, that's horrific, but also hilarious. Uh, yeah, it says four out of a group of 30 dogs managed to damage German tanks, while six damaged Soviet soldiers in the trenches.
hmm
Yeah, don't do that. Dogs are cool.
that's true. I love dogs.
All right. The Korean axe murder incident. This sounds fun.
That does
Uh,
not sound fun.
well, not, I guess depending on who you are in this story. Anyway, basically, a tree was kind of blocking the line of sight near the bridge of no return on the North and South Korea border. A pair of Americans, escorted by South Korean troops, went to trim the tree. North Korean troops took exception to this and came out and told them to stop. They didn't. North Korean troops called for backup, which showed up with clubs and crowbars, and the North Koreans proceeded to attack South Koreans and the Americans. The two Americans were killed, one bludgeoned to death, the other injured with an axe and died of his injuries on the way back to the hospital. Uh, North Korea, being North Korea, claimed they were acting in self defense. A few days later, Operation Paul Bunyan was launched in what was possibly the largest tree pruning operation
What a
in
badass
history,
name.
with over 800 infantry, including South Korean troops and claymore mines strapped to their chests and remote detonators in their hands, taunting the North
God.
Koreans to cross the bridge. Holy shit. Uh, 27 helicopters, B-52 Stratofortresses, F-4 Phantom 2s, F-5 and F-86 fighters, F-4Es, F-11, F-111 bombers, F-4C, and F-4D Phantoms in
They're
attendance.
just sending the whole entire United States military budget after
Yeah,
these
they
trees.
killed two guys trying to clip a tree, and then they did this, so I respect it. The entire 2nd Battalion Artillery was pointed at the DMZ along with the 71st Air Defense Regiment.
Oh
Local
my
DEFCON was
god.
elevated. 12,000 more troops were ordered to Korea. Nuclear-capable bombers were deployed. A dozen C-130s were lined up nose to tail at Yokota Air Base in Japan on standby in case they were needed. You ready for the kicker?
I Is there a better kicker than what we've already
I
heard?
don't know. We'll see. Literally 5 minutes into the operation was when the UNC let North Korea know that a UN work party was there in order to peacefully finish the work left unfinished. The tree was successfully pruned to the point of being a stump, which was later replaced with a monument in 1987.
Oh,
So,
that's a nice ending.
can you imagine like how how petty people could be? Like this is the ultimate form of being petty. They wanted to trim
Yeah,
a
but think
tree.
about it. Think about it this way. Didn't happen again, did it?
Well, actually, hold on. I guess to be fair, the North Koreans were definitely the petty ones for killing the two guys that were just trimming a tree
Yeah,
in the first place. So this is
right.
equally a petty response to that, you know?
But then again, it did not happen again, did it?
I don't think it did.
There you go. Then it's not so petty if it works.
All right, next one. The
Last
Spanish
one.
what?
Uno mas. Last one. Finish her up.
No,
Give us a
there's
strong
got to
one.
be one more after this. We do five, remember?
Oh, five? I thought that was five. Okay.
Oh no, I don't
Sorry.
think so. All
Continue.
right, Spanish
Okay.
conquistadors found platinum during their search for gold and dumped all of it in the sea because they thought platinum was inferior to silver. Ah,
That's just silly.
that's a little bit
Silly
silly. Yeah,
guys.
I'm pretty sure platinum is like infinitely more valuable than silver is now. I could be
Sure.
wrong.
I don't know my metals too well.
Uh, but yeah, that's pretty funny. I mean, to be fair, like they didn't really know much more than it was just like a shiny rock, right? And then
Yeah,
they
it
just
was.
assigned
Yeah,
it
that's what I
value.
was gonna say. They just didn't know. That's
Yeah.
okay though.
All right. So now the last one, the 1561 celestial event over Nuremberg. Apparently, a bunch of people who witnessed spheres and cylindrical fighting in the sky. What?
I think I know about this.
Weird. Hold on. What?
Aliens.
There's a Wikipedia link. It says that there was a news article in April 1561 that describes a mass sighting of celestial phenomena, and there's like an illustration that was made in 1561. It was according to the broadsheet, around dawn on the 14th of April, 1561, many men and women of Nuremberg saw what the broadsheet describes as an aerial battle out of the sun, followed by the appearance of a large black triangular object and exhausted combatant spheres falling to the earth in clouds of smoke. What on
Wow,
earth?
that's crazy.
This sounds like something that like they would make up after witnessing like a solar
Yeah,
eclipse, you know? Isn't because they had some
yeah, or
wacky
something they
explanations
made
for
up.
stuff.
Hmm. Or something they made up to make their town popular.
Yeah, I mean, this is the same
But
one
then
that did
again,
that.
Nuremberg was like a big city at the time, even still.
I
So
mean, Nuremberg was
enough
already famous
people had to
because
see
of the
it.
trials, right? Or is that different?
What?
Is that different?
What year did this take place in? 15
Well, no,
something?
not. Sorry. No, I mean, it's famous now. It did not then. Yeah.
Well, it's
Uh,
always been famous.
yeah. This is 1561. Yeah. No, you're right. But yeah,
Yeah, no, that's crazy.
I love looking at stuff like that. Like,
I
I'd
love
love to just
aliens.
find a bunch more of these things where like people from like 200 years ago try to explain things that are like basic science now with like random ass stuff. I guess that's religion in a
Hmm.
nutshell if you think about it. But anyway,
Yeah.
I think that's a good
Anyways.
place to wrap up for today.
Yeah. No more religion.
No, what?
Well, Jack, I
You-
hope you had a prosperous start to the new year.
yeah, I think. I mean, I'm sick. Hopefully, it didn't sound
Right.
too bad on the
But you
podcast.
can only get better from here, right?
Yeah, I've basically been holding in like a massive amount of crap in my nose that I'm gonna blow out as soon as I stop the podcast. So I,
Wonderful.
yeah, I feel like I needed to inform the viewers of that.
Thank you very much. All right, fam. Ew, I said fam. Why'd I do that?
Fam,
Anyways,
this is not a parasocial I mean, it is a parasocial relationship, so don't do that.
anyway, friendo. Until next week.
All
Thank you
right,
for listening, everybody. As usual, we've been Brock and Jack, Drunken Atheist Podcast, Aliens.
weird stuff.
That's it.
All right, three, two, one, goodbye.